They been banging since grammar school. One was an athlete in the books, the other one caused havoc early age and was a crook. Gunna had hoop dreams, but he was 5'6". Came from a broken home and his father wasn't shit. His mother working 3 jobs, she was never there. Sister with different niggas, so she never cared. Bottom line, he felt all alone in his world. Trey schooled him to the streets, got him a pack and a phone.
Buffalo tomorrow. Comedy show? That's comedy shit, man. That's starting to like move. I see you really taking like a bit, like over the past couple years, like I want to say since I seen you perform at the what is that? It's right, St. Paul. What was that building I had on St. Paul? It was like the dispensary or something like that.
Oh yeah, the green room.
I seen you there twice.
Yeah, that's when I was just getting started. That was last year, man. That was last year,
like a little bit by the beginning.
I only been doing stand-up for a year, so I started stand-up last year in February, and this February is my 1 year. So that shit
felt like it was a little bit longer.
It felt like it. I was doing improv comedy for longer, like with Rob and them, like doing shows and shit. But the actual just getting on stage and telling jokes, that's only been a year.
The Vibe 85 viral.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You seen that shit that's going on with that nigga Meech?
Yeah.
You see the skit I posted about that shit?
Nah, I ain't seen nothing, man. Honestly, I've been off of Facebook since they've been in Tampa.
I had to make fun of this shit. Look at this shit real quick.
Hold on 1 second.
Let me show that.
Stop playing with us right next to you.
Oh shit. Nigga, Meech done dropped this wall with all his bands in it. Yo, Meech! Meech! Bro, you dropped your wallet. But you don't want your wallet? I'm about to block my blessing.
You edit all your music? I mean, all your videos?
Yeah, I did that shit right on Instagram.
As you should. Quick too.
I'm just learning how to do some of this shit myself. It's like weird because I never really was like a big skit guy, but now it's like doing a comedy. That's like one of the things that kind of comes with it.
I was about to say.
Yeah, it's like you gotta like, you don't have to, because a lot of the I'll say older stand-up, well, newer generation of stand-up comedians, they all got some type of social media presence where they doing shit like this. But most of them started off doing this and not doing a stand-up. Now niggas is doing this, you know, they started off, they doing this, they were been doing this for a while, now they're trying to get into stand-up like Drewski and Desi and those type of niggas. But I was doing the stand-up first and I'm like, fuck, let me try to get into this skit shit.
What's his name? The guy that do the like hood niggas be like, he always got that skit. That's Desi, I think. I be seeing Desi stand up. It's alright though. I be seeing him do his stand up on Instagram.
That nigga's like, funny as a bitch. He does I never seen him like tell jokes, but I seen him do like his crowd work is crazy. Yeah. His crowd work is fire. That nigga funnier than a bitch.
It's just it's a prop. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It just look good in the camera when I want.
No, that's funny.
That's what that's for. Oh man. Y'all locked in, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Camera rolling. Park and Smoke, y'all. Season 2. Welcome back.
This is lit.
Got a guest in the building.
You already know.
Got a guest in the building. Who we sitting with?
You already know it's your boy Goodknews Photography. I can't say Goodknews Comedy, but good news, just good news period. You know what I'm saying? That's me.
Good news. We got you in the building finally. Well, not even the building, in a vehicle.
Yeah, these interviews is fire. I'm like, yo, I gotta be on one of these shits, bro. Pull up. Shit's definitely fire.
My first male photographer.
You had a female photographer? Oh, word.
Right Productions.
Nice. Oh, that's my sis right there. Big shout out to Candace, man. She doing her fucking thing. She be going crazy on the maternity shoots, boy. That's my nigga right there. I fuck with Candace. Great peoples.
Shout out to Right Photography. But we in the building with Mr. Goodknews right now.
Let's get it.
What's going on, man?
Man, everything is Gucci, man. I appreciate you bringing me on the show. Shit, man. Just, you know, life. Editing pictures, you know, trying to make people laugh on the stage. Transition into doing stand-up comedy and, you know, just internet comedy and improv comedy. So, yeah, bro.
So are you gonna keep all this going together at once, or are you gonna
Yeah.
try to fade away from one and be strong at the other one, or all of them just coming hand in hand?
Like for me personally, I like all my shit to just flow seamlessly and together.
Okay.
And it's like, you know, with anything, you need 7 streams of income to, you know, really be a millionaire and to be, you know, sustainable. So everything that I'm doing, I'm trying to make a source of income. So photography, and I want it to be my passion, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So photography, that's my passion. I'm never gonna stop doing that because I love doing that. Comedy is I've always loved to do comedy, but now that I'm doing comedy in a more structured way, I want it to be, you know, something I make money off of, and, you know, hopefully in the near future, because I'm newer to it, so I'm not making much money with it yet, but I'm setting myself up to hopefully be making money with it in the future. So, and then me being a comic, I use a lot of my photography as my humor too.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of photographers have their niche. I mean, a lot of comedians have their niche. My niche is, you know, I'm a photographer and I'm also a comic. So it's kind of dope that I can keep those two worlds together and just, you know, mesh them in. So
when would you say you took a liking into photography?
Photography, I started photography in 2007, 2008. Like I was just fresh out of college. Okay. And had moved back to Ohio and shit. And I was, me and my frat brothers in Ohio had a company called Front Work Entertainment. And we had models for the company. We did like club promotions, and you know, we had bottle girls and all this shit, you know what I'm saying? And Akron and Cleveland, we had that shit popping. Mm-hmm. But we had a photographer we worked with, you know, we just had to part ways with him, and we didn't have really money to really pay for a photographer. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it until we can figure out who we can, you know, hire.
So you didn't even go to school for it?
No, I got a bachelor's in psychology.
Oh. This whole time I'm thinking you went to school, you had this lined up that you wanted.
Hell nah. So I started doing photography then, and I was like, I started liking it. I'm like, oh, this shit's, cause my whole life I've been an artist, like draw, create shit, build shit, you know what I'm saying, Legos, whatever. So I started liking it. Then when I moved to Rochester in 2009, through some like financial struggles I had in Ohio, and my mom was like, yo, just come to Rochester and for a couple of days. And I thought I was gonna be here for 4 days, bro. I brought 4 outfits in my camera with me. And ended up, you know, turning to be a blessing in disguise, because I ended up, you know, staying here. But once I realized I was gonna stay here, be here, I was trying to find a job within my major, and I couldn't, because, you know, all you can really do with the bachelor's in psychology is, you know, substitute teach or whatever, because you usually need a master's or a PhD to really do something that you want to do. So, shit, nigga, I just started doing photography to see, like, I'm like, yo, I like doing this. Let me see how far I can actually take it. I just being a believer in the secret, staying positive, creating a plan, and just working hard towards it, bro. You know, Sutherland was my last job. I actually worked for somebody else. I used that job to save up, to get shit I needed, and then, nigga, shit just started rolling, and I kept capitalizing on the opportunities I was getting, and, you know, God just blessed me to be, you know, be able to build what I have today. And that's a very short version of how I could tell that story. So
I remember seeing you when I wasn't even supposed to be in Liquid. And you was taking pictures. I wasn't even supposed to be in there yet, but I remember seeing you taking pictures. Well, not even Liquid. I want to say Venue. It might have been
probably
one or the other. They next door. But I remember seeing you in there.
Big shout out to those St. Paul days, man. It's crazy. The kids now will never understand what real club life in Rochester was about. That just, like, looking back at it, you know, niggas be talking shit. Oh, this shit weak, blah, blah, blah. Man, that shit was fire. Now that I look back at it, because we just don't have that shit no more, bro.
Man, Liquid commercials was epic. Just riding and WDK Liquid. I'm like,
imagine though, remember the let outs at the end of the night, and that shit was a one-way. So it's like, it used to be blocked off, the whole street, everybody coming out. And it wouldn't be just that one club. We had the 3 clubs, so usually all the bitches is coming out.
Like 3 blocks. Man, yeah.
Ruby Hall. Oh man, Ruby Hall had the best VIPs, bro. That shit used to be
upstairs.
Fire. They had the upstairs joints with the curtains. You could close them and look down on the crowd. Man, Rochester had some fire joints, man. They took all them shits away from us though, but that shit was definitely a fire time in Rochester.
It was a great time to be around.
Yeah. I don't even know what they about to do with the armory now. You probably
I thought the guy sold it and bought it back up on another company. That's something that I heard.
Now that sounds smart. I don't know, but I heard somebody did rebuy it. I didn't know if it was the owner or not, but that could probably make sense, because they probably, the property value probably, you know, dropped on it and then probably reinvested, or just some, you know, some white people shit. Some loophole shit.
So When you preparing for a shoot, what's the creative process? Like if they don't know what they want to do, how do you go about like set up a shoot for them?
It's two different things. Usually with people, when they come to me, I try to tell them like, you know, try to have an idea of what you want. Because I can come up with ideas all day long, but it's like, what if you don't like that idea? What if you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. Nah, I done wasted my time on trying to create something for you that you don't even want. So I try to have people come to me with somewhat of an idea, then I can build off their idea. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my experience of being a photographer for years and having my work double when I don't have to. So, but if I'm doing my own personal work, like for my portfolio, because I do all types of creative shoots, I just really just go off of what inspires me, seeing something fire. I like to create like different shit. I use Photoshop a lot too, so photo manipulations, but it just depends on kind of like the vibe I'm in. You know what I'm saying? What I see that inspires me at the time. So.
Now, is there a particular type of shoot that you enjoy the most?
I love shooting fashion. Fashion is probably my favorite thing to shoot. Just because it's just like, I just like, I've always been like, how can I explain? It's like photos you see in Vogue and Elle and shit like that. Like, that's the stuff I like. So I work with a company in Buffalo called Fancy Jewelry. We've shot a lot of stuff that's been published, and it's just high-end type of stuff. Like Derek Blanks, he's one of my favorite photographers. He really inspired me as a young photographer, man, and how he shot fashion and stuff like that. So that's just always what was fire to me. But I shoot everything though, from
I know
some like food,
I'm pretty sure the people know too,
products, to whatever I could do to make money with photography. I'll shoot it. And I like shooting artists too, like rap artists. Artists, I like shooting rap artists too, because it's
like they photo shoots.
Because I can make it more I like doing environmental portraits, using the surroundings and lighting it different ways. So I like to use creative lighting with it. So like, you know, big shout out to like people like Jordan Lucas and Fab and you know, Rick Ross and people that gave me some of these opportunities to work with.
Are you good with the photography too? I mean the videography.
Well, I'm about to say, nigga, what? I better be good with the photography. Shit.
Excuse me.
Videography, I fuck with videography. I can shoot video. I'm really good at it. I just don't focus on it, man. It's just not like where my passion is at. I can create with it, but photo is just what I really love. But yeah, I can do videography definitely.
Is there any particular item or like when you're shooting? All right, let's say your client comes in, you have a suit set up, everything's ready. What do you need to get going? Or you just in that mode already?
So it's like when they come in, like you said, when they call me, boom, like you said, we'll go over our ideas and stuff like that, and I'll have them send me like whatever's inspiring them for their shoot. So it's like if they like, you know, they're seeing different things on Instagrams or looks that they like, they'll send me, you know, I like this, let's try to create this. Like for example, I just did this shoot for this young lady. They wanted like the Princess and the Frog thing or whatever, right? So she wanted the actual, like her standing in the middle of the like lake on a big ass lily pad kissing a frog. So I'm like, all right, we'll have to, you know what I'm saying, create that for you. But she showed it to me ahead of time, so when they came in, I was like, okay, I'm gonna light it like this, and I can, you know, gave me an idea of how I want to do it, because lighting is really what I love to do, like lighting shit different ways, making it look creative, shit like that. So I've studied that for years, so when people come in, I already have a good sense of like where I want to put the lights and stuff like that. So it goes pretty quickly. So that's pretty much it for that.
But what do you need to start?
Oh, what do I need to start?
Yeah, what do you need, like, to make? Did you just walk in the shoot like I'm ready, or you need to sit back, drink your coffee?
I think sometimes that's a good question. Damn, I've never been asked that question before. That's a good ass question. What do I need to start? I guess really nothing. It's like when a person comes, it's like, I think it's at this point in my life where I am with photography, so when somebody comes in, it's like that switch is already flipped. Like, boom, okay, now it's like, I got a task. Let me just go ahead.
Time to perform.
Let me attack. Yeah, right. And then sometimes people would think like, I'm getting like, they're like, are you all right? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm focused on what I got to do, because it's like I get serious on making good images. So then I like really focus and hone in. But it's just like a flip, like a switch flip, or a flip switch. As soon as they come in, boom, I'm ready. Let's get it. I think that's just how I trained myself. I done did so many shoots to this point, so it's just like.
I want to ask a question, but that'd be the hardest question you probably will ever have to answer.
Answer that shit. I love hard questions. Just ask me whatever, cuz.
How many photo shoots you think you took?
Damn, that is a hard question.
Digit range. All right, let's
try
digits.
this. Let's try
We don't
this.
even gotta do that. Just say digit range.
All right.
Ones, tens, thousands, 10,000.
I know it's in it. It has to be. It has to be in the thousands at this point, because you have 365 days in a year.
Okay.
And I'm shooting at least once a day. Sometimes I'm shooting multiple days, but I'm doing at least almost one shoot a day.
Okay. Okay.
For a year, for multiple years, since 2011.
Ooh, you just wanted to do some math.
Because I'm just trying to figure it out. It has to be it's definitely in the thousands. I don't know if it's in the tens of thousands yet, but it's definitely in the thousands.
You just want to do some math.
I'm horrible at math too. That's why I was about to break out my calculator. I'm smart as a bitch, but it's just certain shit I can't do, like math, and I can't spell. Got a college degree, I can't spell Mississippi. It's some bullshit. Bullshit.
So when did you decide you wanted to tap in with the comedy? At what point?
I always wanted to do stand-up, man. I've been wanting to do it for years. Big shout out to G-Fuck, man. Because what used to happen is this nigga, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's one of my best friends, my guy right there. He's a big reason I'm in the comedy. And nigga used to host the open mic at Mink, and he hosted all the open mics when he used to be here and shit. So I remember even when he had the open mic at Mink and he had the open mic at Clarissa Street and shit, I used to come there all the time, bro, and be like, all right, I'm about to hit the mic. It got to the point where he'd be like, man, don't even say nothing else to me about it, bro. I don't even want to hear it. You ain't hitting the damn mic, you scared. And I was scared, I ain't gonna lie. But when the pandemic hit, I had kind of tried it out right before the pandemic hit. Then the pandemic hit, everything shut down. Then after the pandemic, Rod was starting up 585 Viral again, and we added some new people to our comedy team, and they all did stand up and shit. So after practices, they would be talking about going to do stand up. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna try. You know, so I'm gonna come out, you know, kick it with y'all one night. And I came out in February, went out in February last year. That shit was fire, and I was like, you know what? I want to try this shit, and I just kept it going. And since then, I've been doing it almost every single day.
So are you always writing your skits or your comedy, or?
Nah, man. I was like, when I first started last year, I had like, you know, ideas for jokes, but I didn't know joke structure. I didn't know, like, you know, I ended up going to big shout out to Joel James and Yolanda Smiles, who took their comedy class, and that shit helped me out a lot.
That's fire.
Just,
I didn't even know nothing about that.
Yeah, they got another one coming up this June. Almost all the people that were in her comedy class, or the majority of us, we all out here winning competitions or like, you know, doing stuff with like bigger comedy clubs like Carlson, or, you know what I'm saying, getting shows all over. So it's like their class really helped, you know what I'm saying, a lot. But so just like, you know, now that I learned joke structure and shit, now I write pretty much every day. But before, I just had like ideas of what I kind of wanted to say. Then I would get on stage and just like freestyle, like improv it, because that's what I'm used to doing, improv. Okay. So I would just kind of, and then once I would kind of see what's working, I would write it down. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm getting ideas in my head for jokes. Now I'm gonna just start writing the ideas down that I get. And then that's how my joke writing started. And then it went from just, because you can get an idea, but then you have to form the idea into a proper joke format. You know what I'm saying? Set up premise, punchline, and your tags or whatever.
See, it's a whole.
So it's a science to it. It's bro. That's why people will be like, man, I'm funny, man. Let me get on stage. And they could be funny. They might be one of the funniest. They cracking you up all day. But as soon as they get on stage, it's like, damn, I ain't making these people laugh like I thought. And it's weird, because that's just how it works. Because it's like a real, like, it's like being a comedian is almost being like a magician with your words. Because it's like you could be walking people in a certain direction and then turn it, and people aren't expecting that. So it's like you got to know, you know, how to do that. And then, but that's what helps. Well, I mean, either you got it or you don't at the end of the day. So, but there is definitely a formula for success.
Have you bombed bad yet? Not saying yet as if it's supposed to happen. Was there a bomb yet? You hit the stage and
man, you gonna bomb, of course, bro.
Well, I know that. I didn't want to speak it until
it's like exactly. But that's just a part of comedy. At the end of the day, man, it's like because comedy is all subjective. At the end of the day. You got some people that's gonna think you're funny, and you got some people that's not gonna think you're funny. It's millions of people, you know, say Kevin Hart is a billionaire.
Correct.
There's still people that think he's not funny.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Even though he's proven himself through, but that's just how comedy is. You just gotta kind of like just push through that shit, because it is when you bomb, it's discouraging as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's discouraging. You definitely will be second guessing yourself, like, fuck, am I funny? What did I do? But it's like with anything, you gotta stay consistent with it, and then you figure out, why did you bomb? Oh, maybe I should have said this here. Let me switch this up and try it this way. You know what I'm saying? And it comes with the joke structure.
Correct.
I was too long. I got to take out these words and it just get to the punchline faster. It's just different things you learn. But that's, you need to bomb to sometimes find out what works and what doesn't. That's why you go to open mics, because you don't want to bomb at a show. If you're gonna bomb, you want to bomb at an open mic that you're like, okay, this is not a paid show. I'm figuring shit out. Then when you go to the show, you have your shit that works, and that's what you use. So hopefully you don't bomb. If you bomb at that, then you got to figure some other shit out. If your material is straight bombing, and it's because it's not new material you had, then it's like you got to go back to the drawing board. But
see, you got this. I don't know what to call it. I see you on stage a couple times and you've done this. You get on stage and you be like, all right, what y'all want to talk about? You ask the crowd something, and then you make a joke out of that.
Right. That
is very creative to me. I like that. That's different. Like, I seen that before with like rapping, but I never seen it before with comedy. How did you come about with that?
So comedians do that. Like I've
never seen that before.
So if you watch, like, because now I'm a student of comedy, so it's like I watch a lot of comedy and comics on YouTube, because bro, besides the mainstream comedians, it's so many funny. It's like almost like the NBA. It's like you watch the NBA, all these niggas could hoop, but think about all the niggas you never seen or heard of that's fire. That you be like, damn, this nigga should be in the league. That's like how comedy is. It's like you hear this a lot of these fire niggas, but then it's like when you start hearing some of these other people, like, yo, how I never heard of them. They're crazy with it. Like, for example, a comedian right now that's inspiring me a lot is Matt Rife and his crowd work. He just went viral for some crowd work he did. He's a white comedian, but he has a big black audience, so when he talks to black crowds, it's funny as a bitch. Like, certain things he can say and know and do his knowledge, So I've been watching him, other comedians like Andrew Schultz, Patrice O'Neal, and just like, I'm like, yo, I want to try that. I want to do that, because if you can do crowd work, that's what they call crowd work. If you can do good crowd work, then that can stretch your material. So the jokes you have written down, you might not even have to say any jokes, because now you done said 10 minutes of crowd work and that's all I had to do. Now I just saved my jokes. I could save material. Right. So, and then it's like when you can make jokes on the spot, like you said, it makes to the crowd, it makes it look like you're way smarter than probably what you actually are. Even though a lot of times we're looking, comedians will sit back and look and watch and observe what's going on. So when they can get on stage, it seems like they're just talking about it, but they've been thinking about it.
Like, you know, drilling, like you
right, exactly.
You lining them up the whole
right,
time.
Exactly. I can't wait for this nigga to say something. 100 jokes for this thing. So that's how it is. And you get on stage, you just hopefully connect with the crowd, and then saying let's make something funny, or just saying off the top of your head stuff when you first get on stage, it helps you connect with the crowd. And then when you do go into your actual jokes, they'll want to listen to you, because they're like, oh, he made something funny on the spot, let me actually hear what he has to say. And so that makes it easier too. But yeah, that's what I want to be. I want to get amazing at that shit. I'm getting better at it, but that's the thing I want to be fire at. Just crowd work, coming out saying something to somebody and just building a whole show just off of just talking to people and making it really funny though. I'm gonna do that shit tonight.
I'll be there. I'll definitely be there right at the LeBron. Well, I'll come at halftime.
Oh yeah.
They play at halftime. They play at 7:30.
I'm gonna be watching that shit. I'm gonna just turn that shit on the lounge and watch it.
Ooh, I might be up there earlier then.
Yeah. I gotta see Bron.
I gotta watch that. But with that being said, where's the furthest have photography took you, along with being a comedian? Like, where furthest have you been?
I mean, photography, man, has taken me way further than I ever could imagine, man. Honestly,
as far as location-wise.
So that too. I work with a family that's fairly wealthy, and last year, actually around this time, they flew us. And it's like, it had like multiple people go out, but what this lady did is she's like a boss. I want to say her name, but I don't know if I just name drop her stuff. But she for her husband's 50th birthday, bro, she got 5 different nights, 5 different villas, 5 different themed parties for his 50th birthday, bro. And everything was like fucking top A+ notch, amazing. It was in Manzanillo, Mexico. So you was asking me further. It was Manzanillo, Mexico. So like when I tell you, bro, I have to show you some footage. When I tell you like some of the most beautiful like scenery you ever, I mean, this was the most beautiful shit I ever seen in my life. Like waking up, like you ever seen some of them villas you wake up and it's like really no walls. It's just like you just see beautiful shit around you. Like you got your room and walls, but when you walk out into the kitchen, it's like really it's no space. It's like all open because it's just beautiful weather, beautiful everything. It's crazy, but I just have to show it to you. But she had 5 different villas, all themed for the parties. Like when I say like, it's hard to explain because you would have to see, but they're all like $1 million villas.
If you
like
got
some
video,
shit you would see, like
I'll show it right now while
I will
talking.
definitely say, send you some shit, like some Scarface shit, like like infinity pools, like 6, 7 bedrooms, fucking like, bruh, it was fire, man. It was fire, man. I would love to go back there one day.
And where was that in?
Manzanillo, Mexico.
Manzanillo, Mexico.
Yeah, that shit was dope, bro. That's when a fire experience, man. Something definitely like, you know, when you throughout life, you're like, damn, I'm happy I seen that shit. Like one of those type of things. They took us out on the water, seen all these different, like, got to swim with like exotic fishes and like all types of shit, bro. Water was crystal clear, see straight to the bottom. Niggas party, that shit was good, man. But the houses were the best. Like being able to stay in these houses for like those couple of days, shit was like you just waking up like feeling like a king and shit. Like this ain't even my shit. I'm here to work, but I still feel good.
Got to though.
Fuck it. But yeah,
that's fire.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Do you remember your very first shoot?
My very first shoot, I was in Akron, Ohio. And like I said, it was for front work, and we this is actually when we still was working with the first photographer, and we were in like a clothing store or some shit, and we were shooting, or he was shooting, and they took a break, and I was like, you know, could I try it out real quick? And just he was like, yeah, go ahead. And this was like, when I say he was a photographer, he did not have like no real like cameras like I've using right now. It was like one of those Kodak point and shoots with the lens that goes and it comes like back. Like it wasn't like no like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no real shit. But I took that camera and I didn't know lighting or anything like that yet, but I had angles like composition. So like I would like frame it really good and shit like that. Might have been not have been the best image, you know, lighting wise, but I had an eye. So that's kind of how it started. And I forgot the girls. I think it was Jacqueline, my friend Jacqueline, that I shot, Jacqueline Brown. I think it was her. But yeah, that's how I started. A little clothing store, a shoot that I wasn't even supposed to be shooting at. I just tried it, picked up the camera, and that was all she wrote.
See, I thought that was about to be a hard question at first, because I asked somebody the other day, do they remember their first track they laid down? And he couldn't remember for nothing.
It's like, you know, you can always go
hit the miss, but
I don't know, man.
It depends on how much music he make a day. Because if you making 5, 6 songs a day, there's no way.
I mean, I kind of disagree with that, because it's like, nigga, you always gonna remember your first whatever. Like you won't remember the first bitch you fucked, the first time. Oh no, that's not true, because I don't remember the first time I went to school or nothing like that. But okay, maybe I just debunked my own theory. Maybe I just did that, but I don't know. Maybe you're right though.
I thought it was gonna be hard. You can do that off the back though. You get asked that a lot?
Actually, that's the first time somebody even ever asked me that. But I just remember this shit because it was just like, I feel like that was a turning part in my life, because when the first time I picked up the camera, I was like, oh wow, this is kind of fun. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. I feel like that. Alright, so shoot, this season I done added this little game.
Alright, bet. Let's
called
try
hotboxing. And basically it's either or. I ask you which one. You can explain why. If you want, if not, or you can just answer like, yeah, I want that one. But that's simple. But it's 3 of them. You can take either one of them, and that's the one I'm gonna do off.
Either one?
Either one.
Shit. I'm gonna go with the middle pause.
You can roll with that one.
You can do all of them. I don't care. I'm with it.
Alright, yeah, nobody did this one. All right, ain't nobody did this one.
Yeah, I want to be the first.
So it's one of them on the other one. I can't even put up there because oh my.
It's too crazy.
All right, let's go. Yeah.
Oh man.
Song was wilding out. All right, boom. Hot boxing. All right, damn. All right, we might have to do another one because you came here in 09.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you probably don't know about that. All right, boom. All right, G-Unit or Dipset?
Who? G-Unit or Dipset?
G-Unit or Dipset?
I'm going with G-Unit.
G-Unit. Smoking Dolo or in the Cypher?
What I prefer?
Yep.
It's Dolo or a Cypher? Probably Dolo, honestly. Like, I don't mind ciphers, but it's like, is this only like one word, or is this like you want an explanation?
I mean, you can give it if you want.
Okay, it's like
People might want to know that.
like I feel like sometimes when I spoke by myself, I'm able to think. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of new ideas, and I'm just able to like just smoke and relax and think. When I'm with other people, I'm thinking, but I'm not thinking like I'm talking to them thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's more interaction of what's going on in the time, not just sitting there just like pondering or like
Actually
thinking of ideas.
relaxing.
Right, exactly. So, but I don't mind ciphers because I love to interact with people.
That makes sense though.
But yeah, that's when I think of some of my good ideas. When I'm just able to smoke and just relax, just be like, damn.
That makes sense.
Write a joke or some shit. But
Would you rather be rich or famous?
rich.
Easy.
That's
Biggie or
rich.
Tupac?
Biggie. Definitely.
Backwoods or Duchess?
That one kind of stumped me. I think I'm gonna go with. I rode Dutchess way more than I rode Backwoods, but I think I actually would prefer a Backwood over a Dutch. I know it sounds weird, even though I don't. When I go to the store, I don't buy neither. I buy Bluntvilles, which a lot of niggas don't smoke Bluntvilles, but for me, I like the convenience of you to just take that bitch out, roll that shit right up, and I'm out. You know? So
Damn,
it's
this is a
just-
Bluntbill.
I do, man.
I haven't heard that in a minute.
So like, I know niggas be like, "No, that's crazy," but that's just real honesty. But I can roll anything though. I'll roll Dutch. I'll roll Backwood. The choose between the Dutch and the Backwood, I probably would choose a Backwood. But I'm getting a Bluntbill if I'm by myself.
Yeah, I'm not knocking. At least you're by yourself. Nobody can judge you.
Hey man, it's gonna get you high.
It's gonna do what it's supposed to do.
I can roll that shit in 30 seconds or less. That's all I care about.
Backwoods gonna take me about 2 minutes.
Backwoods, you might get that vein in it.
Mhm.
Sometimes with Backwoods, it makes me so mad. I can't find the part to unwrap it. I'll be there for like 20 minutes studying this bitch. Like, where the fuck is this shit at? And then I'll fuck around and pull the wrong part, fuck up the whole backwood. And I'm like, fuck, you unroll this shit, you got a big hole in the middle.
You ever had 2 backwoods in one?
Nah, I don't think
On road to backwoods?
2.
I done got blessed a few times.
That's dope, man.
Backwood gods.
They got some new shit called loose leaf now.
Yeah, I fuck with those too though.
I fuck with
Those convenient too. You pop them
Yeah,
out.
I'm like, that's the best. I've been fucking with those
No
instead of the
guts or
blunt
nothing.
bills. Those shits is just, you would hit that shit though. That's a harsh hit right
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
Pause.
Okay, so this is it or Jamaican Soul? If you're stopping on Jenny, you going left or right?
I'm definitely at, I know I'm gonna get talked about by this one, but I don't think I've ever eaten Jamaican Soul. I've always go to This Is It. This Is It is the one that's like, they're both directly across the street from Wilson, but it's the one that's like, you gotta walk up the steps and then.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. I've always heard about Jamaican Soul. I don't think I've ever been there. But I would definitely go to This Is It. But you know where I eat mostly all my Jamaican food from?
Or put me on, cause that's all I know.
I think it's called, damn, what the fuck is this shit called? It's the Jamaican spot right over here on, it's like a yellow ass house. I don't even know. It's on Main Street. It's right by Mitch's. Damn, what the fuck is that shit called? This Is Good or some shit?
I know what you're talking about. I just looked at it like 2 days ago.
A lot of people don't fuck with that spot. I fuck with it though. More so it's because it's convenient. But the food is good. I like it.
I hate trying shit. So when I do try something, I try to stick with it. I
Me
hate
too.
trying new shit, man. That's why I'm still stuck on Jenny. Pinky or Roxy Reynolds?
Roxy Reynolds. Definitely. Roxy Reynolds. Yeah. Pinky fat now. I'm sorry,
talking
Pinky.
about back in the day, prime.
Prime.
Both of them prime.
Prime Pinky. Honestly, I think I probably would still go with
Me too.
Roxy Reynolds.
Me too.
Roxy Reynolds was just always one of those ones.
She probably look alright to this day, right now.
She was old faithful when it came to the nuts. I knew if I put on a Roxy Reynolds, the job's gonna get done. Sorry, that might have been too graphic, but
hey,
shit, I'm a comic. You just talk about shit like that, but she's fire. Shout out to Beauty Dior too.
shout out to her. Cause she on another
Rochester legend.
Yeah, we're gonna do another card. That one last smooth. What's up?
I'm an open book, bro. This shit's fun.
Alright. Let's do this other one. If you rap, 100K or verse from Future?
100K or verse from Future.
If you were a rapper and they offered you 100K, or come get this verse from Future?
I'm getting 100K. Because 100K is going to allow me to get the verse from Future in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would just be the better investment. Because think about it like this. When you're, at least in my mind, you're a rapper, you pay Future for 100K. That's not even, that's not a chance, that's not guaranteed he's going to promote your song.
Okay.
So you got a verse for Future, but you still got to promote it yourself. You still got to get it out there. You still got to try to get it on radio, do all this extra shit that, people, there's so many people that have fire features and you never even heard the shit.
I never.
You never heard of it. You'd be like, damn, this artist got a feature with Drake? I never even heard that, bro. This artist got a feature with Lil Baby or like Jordan, or someone. You'd be like, oh, well, they didn't have the money to promote it after they paid that 100K. Wasn't smart. Like I was watching the $1 million worth of game with Lil Dicky. He just had his plan, how he did his shit was like,
I gotta watch that.
Everybody should do that. I feel like he did that shit so smart, because what he said was basically, in a nutshell, was he took his money. He took 2 years before he even put one thing out and invested in getting his videos together. So he did like a certain amount of videos. I can't remember exactly how many, but he did enough where he could like put one out each week for like 6 months or something like that. But the quality was crazy, you know what I'm saying? And he was creative with it. He had a marketing plan. He actually had a plan to how he was gonna release it. And I know he spent about 100K on like how they were talking about. So it's kind of crazy that you asked me that. So when he dropped his first video, it went viral, and then he had videos from there to back up for, you know what I'm saying, to hit every week instead of trying to make something else. Then now you got to catch up, and you can't constantly, because now you got at least 6 months of material. Now you just push it out every week, and you can start working on your new 6 months.
Right.
I'm like, damn, that was smart. And that's actually what I'm about to try to do with comedy, with some of my videos and things that I'm about to start doing. It kind of inspired me. I'm not going to take 2 years to probably get my shit together. I'm going to do it faster to get all the content, but I'm going to put it out in a strategic way like he did his shit.
I got to watch that.
Yeah, man. It was a great interview, man. I
like him, though. He actually smart.
You ever watch the show, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with it. I got to watch the new season. He's a little weird sometimes, but it's definitely entertaining. I like Lil Dicky as a rapper, too, man. He's creative with his shit.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking
like
about.
That Let Me Freak shit. That shit's fire. Yeah, he be coming out with some fire. That shit he did with Snoop was crazy too.
I was about to say with Snoop and with Chains.
He was snapping. This Chris Brown shit.
Chris Brown. Yeah. SZA or Summer Walker?
They both fire, man. SZA or Summer Walker? I might have to go with. Fuck. That's a hard one, bro. Cause I fuck with SZA. Like they both fire. They both look good. You really can't go wrong with either one.
That's the point of the question.
SZA look like she might be a little more freakier than Summer Walker. I don't know. I think SZA got a weirder vibe than Summer Walker a little bit, so I think she might be a little more freakier. But I don't know. They both fire.
I'm fine either way.
I don't know, man. Give me both of them bitches. Give me the SZA Walker.
SZA motherfucking Walker.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
That would be a crazy threesome. Could you imagine that?
I don't want to.
A SZA
I'm
Summer Walker threesome?
I'm fine on that right now. I don't even want to.
Damn.
Lord. First take or
That would be
undisputed?
glorious. Huh?
First take or undisputed?
Probably first take. I like first take. But to be honest, I don't even watch TV like that anymore. So I don't watch first take or that other shows. I get on YouTube and I watch highlights.
Exactly.
And that's usually it, man.
That's where that question came from.
Yeah, I feel like my brain is trained just to watch something for 2 to 3 minutes now. Because as soon as I'm watching something for like a minute, I'm like, I don't want to watch this shit anymore, and then I switch it. So, yeah. But I'm gonna watch that game tonight though. But that's not neither one of those shows. But watch that shit. I gotta see Brian do his thing.
You think he died? AD back too? Everybody back?
Yeah, man.
You
Brian
seen they suspended
Draymond.
Draymond and gave him 3 games, man.
He stepped on that nigga.
Why he do that, man? I'm watching that live. I'm looking like.
It's funny how he did it though. He stepped on him and then tried to act like he was like hopping up. I'm like, oh, this nigga is crazy.
I was looking like, nah, nigga. Nah, nigga. The whole
This nigga
time.
Draymond be violent. He know what he be doing, man.
He got to, man. He got to. That was ridiculous.
He just probably was mad. He was getting cooked.
My last question. I got one more question for you. People's Choice or Tangies?
Damn it. Bobo's Chicken Shack.
No.
Shout out to Bobo.
That's my juggernaut right there, man.
Tangy, if I had to choose, I would go with Tangy because I know Tangy personally and I love her to death. I would go with Tangy, and her food is really good. I don't eat at People's Choice that much, honestly. So, Tangy, I'm going with Tangy's. I've been fucking with Tangy since she was on motherfucking, what was that, Lake? Or some shit.
It was Lake and like not Emers. It was right where they built the new apartments at.
Yep.
It was right there. Yeah, I used to love it right there. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it was convenient. She moved all the way out to fucking Ronquay. But that's my girl. We shot at Tangy. Actually, she just hit me. I'm gonna be doing her event in June. So
Fire. Shout out to Tangies.
Any more questions? This shit's kind of fun. We need a smoking area. It's only 1 blunt per show.
Oh nah, we could have been smoked again, but I got a couple more questions. I got like 2-3 more questions.
All right, bet.
So if you wasn't shooting photography or doing comedian, if it was no way in hell in the world that you can do that, and you still went to school,
what would I be doing today?
yeah,
Probably trying to hoop.
trying to hoop,
Be overseas somewhere trying. That's really my first love is basketball.
basketball.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought I was gonna be hooping forever at one point, but when I got to college, I quickly realized that I don't think I'm gonna be hooping anymore. But that's only because of I didn't go D2. I could have went D2, but I wanted to go to Hampton. And I was at that point in my mind, I thought I was so good. I'm like, I'm gonna go to Hampton. I'm gonna walk on, and it's gonna be lit. And no, that's not what happened. Like Hampton was really good that year. Like big shout out to my boy Devin Green, and he went to the league, and like they point guard that year was my boy Ike. He was like 6'4", crazy with it. Like that's when they went to I think the Sweet 16 now. So yeah, I went to try it out. I did pretty good actually, and but you know I didn't make the shit. But you gotta remember, going to a black school, almost everybody hooped. You know what I'm saying? Like you would go to school all black. Everybody played something. So our intramurals used to be so fire. Yeah. Oh my god, like
cause in high school, so I already know.
Like, bruh, cause it's really like niggas that really everybody thought they could go to the league. Like, nigga, like yeah, nigga, I was nice niggas in my high school, and then all the niggas that redshirted for Hampton would come play in our intramurals. So it was like a mini season. It used to be mad fun, super competitive. But I can't hoop for shit anymore, man. I'm about to be 40. I'm whack now. But when I was like 19, from my teens to at least 28, because that's kind of when I started falling off. I was fire. My handles is crazy. My handles are still fire. I'm just not as mobile like I used to be. Don't got a wind.
What was your strength?
Handles and passing. Yeah, never was a scorer.
You want to score?
I could pass like crazy, and my handles is crazy.
You want with jelly with it? You want up there?
I've had I was always been a streaky shooter. Like
okay.
I had times where I can score, but I never was like the scorer of the team. You know what I'm saying? I always been that nigga that
playmaker pass.
I always been a nigga, I'll cross you, boom boom, come back. And then niggas like, why you didn't go? It's cause I want to cross you again. Boom, like I always been that type. Like and one was my favorite shit.
Okay.
Like when I was in Ohio, and I used to live in Ohio, and cause throughout my life, I always came back from Ohio and came to Rochester. That's how a lot of people know me from Rochester already, cause my mom is from Rochester.
I thought you just came up here when you said in 2009.
Oh no. That's why I just moved back.
Okay.
So I lived basically half my life in Rochester and half my life in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Cause I would go to school. I went to school here, all that. I went to 16. I went to Freddie Thomas. The first year Freddie Thomas ever opened, and I hooped for Freddie Thomas. You can catch me in the yearbook and all that. You got hoop for Gates. So that's like Rochester basketball is what made me, before I went to Ohio and finished my basketball career, that's really what made me tough. Like hooping, you know what I'm saying, with Sherrod, Hot Rod, and that's the years I went to Gates. I was a freshman, them niggas was a year under me. But I hooped for Gates 7th, 8th, and 9th or whatever. But you had that's when you had Sherrod and niggas was fire, like had handles and shit. So big shout out to my cousin Murph, you know what I'm saying? He used to bust his ass all the time.
Shout out to Murph, man.
That nigga the jumper. His ugly ass. Love that nigga. When I moved back to Rochester, man, he was a big part of helping me like really expand my business quickly, man. That nigga, love that nigga to death, man.
Shout out to Murph, man.
Yeah. Murph is the god. He know every fucking body or related to a nigga, or he knows somebody in Nebraska or somebody in Alaska. He know people everywhere. Going trips with that nigga Murph, people just come to and start slapping him up. Like, how do you know him? We never. Like, bro, I just want I just know him, bro.
What would you say to an up and coming, comedian that said he has work, scared to put it out there though? Like, well, he put it out there, let's say, social media wise, but don't come to open mics because they're nervous. What the next gonna say?
My advice to any up and coming comedians, because I'm still an up and coming comedian myself, but any advice to somebody that hasn't started yet, I would say is like, just get on the stage as fast as possible. It's like, the faster you could do that and get over that fear, the more fun it is after that. I feel like the hardest time is always the first time, because you just never know how people are gonna receive it. You never, you're just nervous. But once you get that first laugh, you're like, oh, this shit fire. And then it's like almost like an addiction where it's like, okay, now I really want to keep trying this shit and see how it's. But I would say is like, just take that leap, make jokes. And one way I test out stuff is like how we were just joking around. Like I might say, you don't know I'm practicing a joke, but I'll just say it just to see what your reaction might be. Because if you laugh at it here, then I could probably get multiple people to laugh at it. If I say, you know what I'm saying, if one person can find it funny, other people might find it funny. So it's just like, try those moments and then try those moments on stage, but be yourself. That's the biggest advice I could give to any comedian. Be yourself, because I think what makes a good comedian is being authentically you. Because nobody can talk about, your life is something that.
All right, so could you tell us a little bit about what the basement is about? Yeah,
so the basement is just, a group of friends, group of comedians. We all came together. We're all pretty much new to comedy, and we all know that we're starting at the ground level, ground floor. And in the basement, that's kind of like reconstruct your master plan to take over the world type shit. So, that's kind of that's why we kind of started calling each other the basement, because we're all trying to make something big of this comedy shit, and then we're starting from the bottom. And we know teamwork makes the dream work, so working together as a team would just help us get to wherever, our goal is to get to faster. And it's pretty dope, man. It's through our year of comedy, we've had a lot of sold out shows. Big shout out to all my comedy brothers and comedy sisters that's in the basement. We're always constantly writing jokes, and so it's very fun to be a part of this and be doing it with a group of friends. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's fire, man. Like, and it's only starting to get better and better and better and better. So hopefully we'll be able to build something very special that can bring some attention here to Rochester and do something positive for the comedy community. So that's our plan, is just do positive shit for the community and help it grow as positively as we can. So
So Wednesday nights open mic, is that a part of?
Yeah, so Wednesday night open mic, we call it The Basement. We give opportunities to people that want to come showcase their talent, not just in comedy, but in poetry and music as well. And it's been, we had some great vibes, we had some great shows. So yeah, it's just something that we do every Wednesday to give back to the community, because we're constantly going to other people's open mics throughout the week. So we just try to give a place for, other people to come perform and have a good time.
Dope
and
event.
vibe out. Right, man.
Dope, very dope.
Positive vibes only. Come through, come check it out. Come have a drink.
Yes, yes, yes. Want to shout out to any of your platforms where people can find you at if they need you to come pop up on me, shoot me a shot?
Yeah, definitely. And I want to shout out my other comedy team too. I know we talked about 585 Viral. Big shout out to them. They just came back from Atlanta doing their thing, whatever. So I couldn't make it out there with them. I wish I could, but we got some exciting shows coming up too, man.
Shout out 585, man, Viral.
So you can find me on YouTube find me on Instagram at I_am_Goodknews. You can find me on Facebook at Christopher Cardwell. You can find me on YouTube at Goodknews. So make sure you spell the Good News just right. It's GOODKNEWS, all in one word. You can Google me. It's easy, so you can do that as well. It should be easy to find me.
Very easy.
I'm Googleable.
He's Googleable. He got a blue check, y'all.
I am in the Google search engine.
He got a blue check, y'all. He ain't paid for it.
Nah, I had mine for years. I was like,
he
yo,
ain't paid for it.
I'm like, damn, not even making niggas pay for them shits. It's not gonna be as valuable, but it's all right, man.
He ain't paid for it.
I definitely didn't.
When I see him in my notification.
Or earn that.
Hey, bro, man.
Appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for having me on, man.
I definitely appreciate you for popping through.
Hell yeah, man. I'll come on anytime, boss.
Pause.
That's a BS.
Parker Smoke, man. Good News Photography in the building, man. Appreciate it.
Did it, man. No doubt.